system, skilling, reskilling, and upskilling our people to have an opportunity to participate in the mainstream economy. This morning we started we went to Volkswagen in H&H, where we're looking at some of the MERSITA funded apprenticeship students that are working at VW there. Very big facility that has about 4,000 employees and a lot of robots. Great opportunities for people to study robotics, and so that when those machines must be serviced, must be our people, but also to program them. You saw how fast those machines are. Very quick. Assemble a door of a Polo in 1 minute and 2 seconds. So 62 seconds. Very quick. So we'll start with introduction. I will just, the mic will just rove this way. So my name is Tebo Kholitsie. I am the chairperson I'm a member of parliament and the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education.
Greetings are extended. I'm a member of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education and Training and a member of Parliament of South Africa.
My name is Karabo Lerato Khachau. I am a member of Parliament of the Republic of South Africa. I also serve as a member of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education and Training in the same republic. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Sihle Lonzi, Member of Parliament and the Portfolio Committee.
Good afternoon, Chair, members, and everyone. I'm Agnetha Arendse, and I'm the researcher for this committee. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. All protocols observed. My name is Mampaho Mudiba, the Committee Content Advisor.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon to all members. All protocol observed. My name is Anele Kabingis. I'm the Committee Secretary. Thank you.
Good morning, members. All protocol observed. I'm Jabulani Majozi from Parliament Communication Services.
Good afternoon, Chair, and all protocol observed. I'm Elizabeth Maluleka from Directorate Call Collective Bargaining in the Department of Higher Education and Training. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair. All protocol observed. My name is Nondumiso Situndwa. I'm the Acting Director, Program Monitoring at the National Skills Fund. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairperson. All protocol observed. My name is Unombali Mncwabe. I'm the Parliamentary Liaison Officer in the Deputy Minister's Office, Dube.
Good afternoon, Chair. Afternoon, everyone. I am Thando Xolo Potoman. I'm a committee assistant.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members, senior officials of the department, CET Principal, RM. My name is David Mohlamme, the Parliamentary Liaison Officer in the Office of the DG. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairperson and honorable members, all protocol observed. I am Kolani Noche, a councillor in the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairperson and honorable members of the committee. My name is Masia Kalebe Mwanza, and I'm the Provincial Manager for Higher Health in the Eastern Cape.
Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee and honorable member, my name is Malose Dalan Ramoroka, the Acting Chief Director at TVET and CET exams within the Department of Higher Education and Training.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, colleagues, my name is Sandile, my surname is Tamane, the Director of Labor Relations. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chairperson and the honorable members, the colleagues. My name is Lungisa Tunzi, Director, SETA Coordination. Thank you.
Afternoon, Chairperson. I'm Princess Salman, the DP academic at the college. Thank you.
Afternoon, Chair, honorable members, Lihle Dlova, outgoing SRC President.
Good afternoon, Chairperson, honorable members. My name is Nosi Pototo, currently acting as a director in the CET, Eastern Cape Regional Office, Department of Higher Education and Training. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair, honorable members, acting DDG and colleagues. My name is Richard Midire, the acting regional manager.
Good afternoon, Chair, honorable members, Monica van der Walt, DHET, Director, Lecturer Development.
Good afternoon, Chairperson, honorable members, senior officials from the department. My name is Makosonke Mtungwa, from the office of the DDG, responsible for the branch coordination.
Good afternoon to the chair, to members, colleagues. My name is David Diale, Chief Director, Curriculum in the CET branch.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair, honorable members. My name is David Mabusela. I'm the Acting Deputy Director General Skills Branch from the Department of Higher Education and Training. It encompasses SETA coordination, National Artisan Development, National Skills Authority, and partly the QCTO. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nkuseli Jack. I'm the MMC for Corporate Services at the Nelson Mandela Municipality. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair and honorable members. All protocol observed. My name is Vukile Ewana, and I'm currently the acting principal of the Eastern Cape CET College. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, all protocol observed. Siengo Simpiwe, Deputy Principal, Corporate Services, CET College.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, my name is Asanda Ngalichana and I'm a lecturer in the CET. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, all protocol observed. My name is Patrick Tali. I'm the Deputy Principal Finance, CET College.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, I am Jongi Samoya, an admin lecturer at Eastern Cape CET College. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Gerdrie Jennis and I'm from East Cape Midlands TVET College in Uitenhage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Protocol observed. I'm Noloiso Changana, the satellite manager here at Sakulwazi.
Good afternoon, Chair, honorable members. My name is Benedicta Geka, Assistant Director at Eastern Cape CET College.
Good afternoon, Chair, honorable members. My name is Endinago, outgoing Deputy Sec in the CET College.
Good afternoon, Chair of the session, honorable members, all protocol observed. I am Vuyoga Zinke Vulangboy. I'm the regional chairperson of Nehau.
Good afternoon, Chair and everybody. My name is Unati Msoto. I'm the regional coordinator. Regional coordinator for CET and TVET. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. All protocols observed. My name is Tabang Molapo, Nehau REC member.
Honorable Governor, take the mic there, introduce yourself quickly.
Greetings, Chair, honorable members, DDG and your team. My name is Yanga Govana. I'm a member of Parliament and also a member of this portfolio committee.
No, thank you very much. So we're here to get the state of readiness of the CET for the 2026 academic year. So we've asked management to prepare a presentation from a management point of view. We then asked Labour to give us the state of readiness from a Labour point of view. We've asked the SRC to give us the state of readiness from the student perspective. The reason we do so is so that we have an idea. Principal, most often we get management present one picture that suits the narrative, which might not necessarily be an objective picture. So that's why we have other stakeholders as well presenting. It's not that they must come and give a wrong impression themselves. They must give an accurate impression about where we are. We'll allow you to present. I know that you don't have the council because the department has appointed the Council of Northern Cape as the National Council, whilst they are dealing with the issue of appointments. And I have not seen them. They're not here. We will follow up with the branch called CET. I see that the DDG responsible is also not here. I have not seen their apology on why they are not here. I know the office is represented, but the DDG is not here, and we have not seen an apology. We do have the Deputy Director General who was deployed here the whole week, has been here with us the whole week, who will lead the presentation from the department point of view. But we also have colleagues from the municipality, Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality. And I want to thank you for coming. I'm told the venue where we are is a municipality-owned building, and we have assisted the college with that building. It's commendable what you're doing. I want to thank you. So we're going to, because I had agreed on when the college wrote to us and said, look, we've got this relationship with the Metro and would like them to come and participate in our meeting. So I'm going to give you MMC to say a word or two. And then from there, I'll give the department that the Mabuse will decide who will then speak from yourselves as the department. Then we'll give principal to lead the presentation. And then we'll go to Labour and SRC to also lead us with their presentation. And then we're going to engage with yourself. It's been a very long week. It's very hot in PE. Honorable Lonzi, this week it rained in Alice, and we saw students, the student residences had flooded. So when we were driving here from Etinach, the members were saying, it looks like bad things are happening there in Alice. We need the rain here, it's not coming. It goes, and then I can't remember whether it was Honorable Governor or Honorable Msezan. They said, maybe that's a sign there in Alice that the VC has overstayed. So God is even intervening. I can't remember one of these members, they're very naughty. So we'll give the MMC of HR, you said it's HR. So let's take the mic, the principal. There's a mic, let's give to, yeah, but you can stand there if you want. Yeah. You can just take us through. You said you are MMC of HR. Corporate services, yeah. Okay. So you are Shapa. Press the mic. No, it wants you to press it. It must be pressed somewhere. Yeah. It's on now.
It's on.
Yeah.
Okay, Molweni. Yavakala.
No.
They can't hear me.
It's fine, I'll give you this one. That's sabotage. I'll borrow you this one. I think it's sabotage.
Thank you, Chairman. Molweni, goeiemiddag, good afternoon. Honorable Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee dealing with higher education in our land and training, of course. The Director General and all officials of higher education and training from headquarters, the acting principal and officials of the Eastern Cape Community Education and Training College.
Let me see. I forgot to say, yeah, let's put the mic closer. We are streaming.
All right,
Yes,
thank you. Please, can I greet and welcome all the higher education and training stakeholders who are here, including the SRC, Labor, ladies and gentlemen. The Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality is honored and pleased to welcome the Department of Higher Education and Training Portfolio Committee in our metro. Only a few weeks ago, we welcomed the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature Education Portfolio visiting our schools. These oversight visits are a clear reminder to a call that the doors of learning and culture shall be open. The Honorable Executive Mayor asked me to inform you that the honorable members are warmly welcomed to the metro and are encouraged to enjoy the many tourism products our metro and region has to offer. One that is so important that I know those from inland will be very helpful as the chair is rushing to go and dive into the King's Beach or Hobby Beach, or anyone, we got many chair, we can share for you. Ube wedwa ka. Our colleges are central in South Africa's competitiveness. We know that Your visit seeks to make our colleges the best that they can be in the context of providing skills that meet the skills demands of our country and benchmarked against the best in the world. They must offer education and training programs that meet and satisfy the needs of today and needs of the future. The Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality, through corporate services, skills development, went into collaboration with the Department of Higher Education in 2023 that commenced in 2024, producing commendable outcomes. As our employees learning in 3 levels in pursuing certificate in matric on the whole. I'm sure you are aware ukuthi you must always tell anybody who hasn't had matric ukuthi matric is crucial ube nayo manje nakanjani na. Especially opportunities like this, I'm really excited about it because in our days, if you didn't get the matric, immediately your life was demarcated. You can't go further than certain things. So this center here belongs to the municipality and will work with collaboration with the college, and we are very proud of that. Chairperson, yesterday it was reported that our Trade Industry and Competition Minister, Honorable Baxter, who will travel to China to sign the China-Africa Economic Partnership Agreement, granting South African exports duty-free access to the Chinese market. This is good news for our country. Without much ado, I want to welcome all of you really to make the best of our city. On behalf of the Executive Mayor, the Council, and the people of Nelson Mandela Bay, Namkelekile. We wish the committee successful engagement with all the relevant stakeholders, and we thank you also, Natsika Portfolio Committee, to respond to calls by colleges like Eastern Cape CET, because your coming here is very important and will encourage the teams and the students and everyone who's involved, because that will mean you care. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. MMC. So where's my thing? So we are stationed in Cape Town. And in Cape Town, we've got beaches as well. So I thought I must just clarify. But if you have a private beach, you can tell us where to locate it. Honorable Lonzi was saying they were in East London a few weeks ago. And then when they went to the beach, it was only them, so he could not swim. So he wanted a private beach. So TDG, you can do it from there, it's okay. Let's give the Deputy Director General to lead the presentation from a department point of view.
Let me take this opportunity to thank you, Honorable Chair of the Portfolio Committee, Mr. Litzie, and also the Eastern Cape Community Education and Training College for really hosting us. As the department, our critical reason why we are here with the Portfolio Committee is to ensure that we grant the necessary support in terms of ensuring that there is readiness with respect to teaching and learning. And Chair, the presentation is going to come from the college itself, and our expectation is that they will cover critical issues, especially issues that relate to teaching and learning. And obviously, they will relate to the numbers that they have. I hope they do so, the programs that are attached to that, and also the teaching and support material that they have gathered, distributed to the learners to facilitate learning and training. And also, Chair, we expect the presentation to speak on issues that are a challenge to them. We know for the fact that they had always have the infrastructure problems, and also the issue of completely filling their vacancies. We know that those were challenges that were confronting them and are still confronting them. And in spite of the minimum support, that financial support that we receive or allocation, the department is always ready to support the community education and training colleges, specifically and generally. And to that effect, Chair, we are always ready to garner on their behalf the necessary support with respect to creating this infrastructure, attaining this equipment that is necessary, and other necessary teaching and learning equipment and material through the support that is coming from the SETAs as well as the NSF. And I'm happy because, Chair, my colleagues from the NSF are here, and there's quite a lot that came from the NSF to the community education and training colleges in terms of supporting them. We'll also expect them to touch on those bases. That relates then to financials, how their financials are standing in terms of audits. Also, are they in the clean or they are still struggling to that? But just to summarize that, Chair, as the department, we are here to really listen also to the college, the problems that they have, even those that are related to us, and also, and as a result, then support them accordingly. Having said that, Chair, the presentation is going to come from the college itself, which will then touch on all these aspects and others that they are going to speak to, notably those that relate also to their level of lecturers or educators that are there, the state of readiness, the state of filling of vacancies and so forth. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Thanks, MMC. I have allowed both the councillor and the MMC to go do service delivery where they are deployed in the municipality. Principal?
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Greetings again to everybody present here today. And once again, protocol is observed. Chair, how many minutes are you giving me so that I can properly, time myself?
We'll give you 45. Is that enough?
45 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think that will be enough, Chair. I'll try and push.
Thank you.
Within the 45 minutes that you have given me. As I indicated earlier on, my name is Vukile. My surname is Wana, and currently the acting principal of the Eastern Cape CET College. Let's go to the next slide on presentation outline. My presentation will look at the following topics or headings. It will be the vision and mission and the values of the college, the background, and distribution of centers, governance and management, the issue of labor unions. The unions are here, as you indicate, Chair. They're going to talk for themselves. Then it will be the delivery of LTSM, the availability of lecturers, overview of student support, overview of student academic performance from 2022 to date, overview of student and community support services, overview on the college P2M, overview on the dropout and throughput rate, outstanding results and certification backlogs, overview on the institution's finances, overview of the physical structure and IT infrastructure of the college. Then I'll touch on challenges and the successes of the college. Next slide. Next slide is about, the vision and the mission and the values, of the college. I think important, in this slide is the vision of the college. We are a college that prioritizes community education and training needs for sustainable, development. Next slide. On the background, we are a college, one of the 9 community education colleges that were established in 2015. The college has 30 main centers and 242 satellites across, the province. Currently, as a college, we operate from 10 Mfatla Road in Tanzania, East London. That's where our central office is. Registration commenced on the 12th of January and will close on the 27th of February for formal and occupational programs, but for non-formal, it will remain open right through, the year. Next slide. The next slide is just the GPS coordinations, of the main centers in the province. Next slide. On governance and management, as Chair has indicated earlier on, that we had council. Unfortunately, its term ended on the 20th of October, 2025. So currently, we do not have council, but the minister then invoked Section 7A and B, so that the Council of the Northern Cape CET College can actually oversee governance, in the entire 9 colleges across the country. ESRC was established in March 2025. It's a 1-year term, and it ended in December 2025. And now in February, between February and March, we're about, to elect the new SRC. But the president of the outgoing SRC, is here. She will actually take us through in terms of, the student issues around registration. E-college management. If you look at the diagram there, that's the college management. It's myself, the acting principal. Then we've got 3 DPs, deputy principal, academic services. And then we've got deputy principal, corporate services. And then we have deputy principal, finance. And under Deputy Principal Finance, there is no one. He is currently working with 2 admin lecturers that we have taken from the centers. And every other person who is in that particular office is an intern. And DPKF is responsible for the finances of the college, as well as supply chain related, activities. That's finance. If you go to corporate services, it's DPC, he has got 1 person appointed, that is the senior administration officer. And then he's got 2, admin lecturers as well that are assisting. Every other body, in that office is an intern. If you look at DPA, she has got an assistant director, Ms. Geta. Then she has got admin lecturers as well, 4 of them, and interns. As you can see that as a college currently, we are operating with interns. However, we are pushing and trying to make sure that we deliver in terms of what is required, for us. The next slide is about the P2M, of the college. What is it, that we're doing at the college? We've got the non-formal programs, at the college. We have the occupational programs. We have entrepreneurship. We have the digital computer skills and some learnerships, at the college. In terms of formal programs, you've got your poultry, seamstress, sewing, handcraft, beadwork, knitting, crochet, gardening, basic computer, baking, plumbing, embroidery, recycling of material, art, and digident making. Under occupational program, we've got seamstress, that is NQF level 1, handcraft, footwear, NQF level 2, early childhood care giver, NQ level 3, early childhood development, NQ level 4, new venture for creation, NQ level 2, basic end user computing, NQ level 2, intermediate end user computing, NQ level 4, advanced end user computing, NQ level 5, and handcraft sewer, NQ level 1. In terms of entrepreneurship, we do offer basic, entrepreneurship a program, at the college. Then in terms of the digital skills, it's computer literacy, coding, web publisher, 3D operation, CCTV installation, drones operation, videography, magnetic door installation. Those are the digital skills, that we're offering at the college. And lastly, the learnership. We've got 2 learnerships that we're currently offering, early childhood development and home-based care. That's the P2M, of the college. These are just pictures, that were taken that are actually showing at the portfolio committee, these programs, that we're doing as a college. Can you move to the next slide? The next slide is around the results from 2022 to 2025. For IET level 1, the target in 2022 was 92%. And as a college, we then obtained 89.2%. Then for 2023, the target was 71.8%. And we then obtained, that particular target. Then in 2024, the target was 80. Unfortunately, we went below the target because we got 73.8. Then in 2025, the target was 80. And we fell short to our target, but we obtained 78%. That's IET level 1 from 2022 to 2025. At level 2, 2022, the target was 92%, and we obtained higher than the target, which was 93%. In 2023, the target was 71.8%, and we obtained, the target. And then in 2024, the target was 80%, and we got 82.9%. 2025, the target was 80, and we got 79. 2023 to 2025, 2022, 2025, IET level 3, 92, target 95 obtained, 75 obtained, 80 and 89.7 obtained, 80 and 78, obtained. 2022, IET level 4, 70, the target, and we obtained 74.1. And then for 2023, we obtained 7.6. And for 2024, 70, and we obtained 71. And for 2025, it was 70, and then we obtained 72%. If you look at, these graphs, you will see, that there is a slight drop in terms of our results as a college, particularly, in level 4. Level 4, we're not doing as well as, the other, levels. Now, can you push for the next slide? Here we are talking about the reasons for, the decline. The decline is due to low morale. Ever since I came, at the TVET college, you'll find that staff is demoralized. There are multiple factors, that lead to that. And the second issue is around the shortage of lecturers, particularly in STEM subject. In terms of maths, we are really struggling. In terms of, science, we're struggling. In terms of, the STEM subjects. These are what we would think will actually assist us, as a college, in terms of addressing the slight decline, that we have as a college. We are saying, let's continuously train, our lecturers. Let's invest, on the professional development of our own lecturers. We've committed as a college to say, in 2026, we are going to recognize, the good work that is being done, by lecturers. We are going to have a function for East Staff Awards, and I think that will motivate, some of our lecturers. We are also saying, we have started already with this one, to strengthen the partnership with the Department of Basic Education. You see, in basic education, they've got, subject advisors. So we have started already in PE engaging, the department, so that those subject advisors, particularly for the STEM subjects that I have referred to, can actually assist, and train, our lecturers, so that our results can then improve. And lastly, we are saying as a college, we really need to invest in infrastructure. And currently, as a college, we have a problem in terms of infrastructure, but I'll articulate that later, in terms of ITC. Next slide. This is an update on student enrollment for 2026 in week 1 and week 2. Ms. Geita is here for the previous week, because when the presentation was done, it was during, it was after week 1 and week 2. But we do have the current figures, with us, as a college. IET level 1 to 3, the target was 1,350. In week 1, we were able to register 152 students, and week 2, 553 students. And that is IET level 1 to 3. Then GETC level 4, the target is 3,786. And the week 1, we were able to register 570 students. And the week 2, we registered 3,037 students. Senior certificate, the target is 2,100. And in week 1, we then registered 116. And in week 2, we registered 380. Entrepreneurship at that particular point in time, there were no students registered because it is just a basic, course that would actually do, right through the year. In terms of the digital skills, there were only 40, students that registered during the first 2 weeks. Then for non-formal education, 2240, that's the target. Week 1 it was 300, week 2 it was 1,721. Occupational program, target is 2652. Week 1, 217, and week 2, 87. That's our enrollments for the first 2 weeks of 2026. Let's go to the next slide. The next slide is around the overview of dropout and throughput rate. I must say, Chairperson, that in terms of dropout, there's a huge number, a huge percentage of 22%. And it's not ideal for any institution of higher learning, but there are a lot of problems that are actually, leading to that. But I must say, in terms of the senior certificate, we've got a zero dropout rate. In terms of throughput, our student will come and learn something. After that, they will go. It's not like if you look at different colleges, talk of a throughput rate, we talk of a student who will be there for level 2, for an example, to level 4. And that's not necessarily the case, with us, as a TVET college, and currently we're sitting at 78%. Now, causes and mitigating factors for dropout rate. Our students will actually get part-time employment opportunities not aligned, to the center. For an example, one would be studying in this center, and the one will maybe get a job in UNIC. So such students will then, drop out. But we're saying, for us to be able to address such problems, we need to invest more, as a college in blended learning, so that we're able, to teach them, wherever they are, through blended learning and other, social platforms. The second issue that we are raising here is that students they're hopping, between, programs, particularly programs, that actually have a stipend. That will then, increase our, dropout rate. Number 3, the socio-economic factors. As we all know that our students are actually facing, a number of challenges. And we're saying, as a college, let's strengthen, our student support services. And also, I must say that higher health is here as well. They are assisting us, as well, in terms of addressing some of the problems our students, are having. The operational hours in our centers are not flexible. In most of our centers, we start in the afternoon. And because during the morning, it's a DBE, building, so there is school in the morning. So, our system is there not flexible in order to accommodate our students. Then we're saying maybe we need to venture more, in premises that are not shared, so that we're able to deal with that particular problem. One of the issues, is the late release of results. We have a problem, with that one, but we constantly engage with the Department of Higher Education and Training, the exams, section, as well as the National Examination Authority, to actually deal with that particular problem. LTSM. For skills program, we bought books for the following programs: ECT, sewing, gardening, baking, food preparation, entrepreneurship, leatherwork, first aid, welding, arc and gas, and home-based care, to a value of 4.75 million. And then at level 1 to 3, we bought textbooks for numeracy and literacy for level 1, to 3. The quantity, is 2112. That's the quantity, of the books, that we bought. Even, with the previous one, the 4,075 is the quantity of the books that we bought. Then at level 4, those are the subjects, and the number of textbooks that we bought is 48,162. Then for senior certificate, we bought textbooks for the value of 2,331. So in terms of LTSM for 2026, as a college, we are covered. Chairperson, I was here yesterday assisting the team. I was glad when I meet two ladies who are lecturers, at this particular college, indicating to me, hey, in a number of years, it's for the first time that textbooks and stationery are delivered, in a year before, e-registration. So we're proud to say, in this current year, in terms of LTSM, as a college, we are fine. And I know that we have spent an amount to a value of 22 million, buying those textbooks. Availability of lecturers. I must say, honorable members, that at this particular college, we have a lot of lecturers. We've got 2,268, lecturers. And most of them, or some of them, are not qualified. Not qualified. As I indicated earlier on, we are struggling, particular, with the STEM subjects. But in this current year, there will be a lecturer in every, classroom. We have about 962 of the 2,268 lecturers, which is 43%, of that cohort, that is underqualified. I want to register that, and I know that as a college we have started doing something about that. We are currently engaging with WUSU, so that there would be, a qualification that will actually assist these particular lecturers. We're also struggling, with lecturers where Afrikaans is a medium of instruction. If you go to areas like Lamograf Renet, you'll find out there a lot of people are speaking Afrikaans, but we are indeed struggling, to get such lecturers. Let's go to the college staff establishment. I want to time myself. At the college, we've got one acting principal, which is a male, 2 male deputy principals, 1 female deputy principal, which will give you 3, 1 assistant director, who's a female, we should give you 1. 3 clerical personnel, which are African females, we should give you 3. In terms of the academic staff, we've got 229 African lecturers and 13, coloureds, which will give you a total of 331 in terms of, the African males and 13 in terms of the coloured people. If you look at the females, the academic staff, we've got 1,894 males that are African, females that are African, and 32, colored people, that are females. Then when you add up, it will give you 1,898 females, African females, and 32 colored people. Then the entire staff, of the college is 2,275, but predominantly, are lecturers. From the 2,275, you have 2,268, lecturers. That's our staff establishment, of the college. Let me quickly run to student support and community support services. We have 3 legs. We've got the entry support, we have got the on-course support, and we have your exit support. In terms of your entry support, we give students a placement test. When they're after the placement test, they will then register, and then we'll then take them through induction and orientation, and also expose them, to the college code of conduct. We have reviewed our code of conduct late last year. When we have council, we'll just take it through to council for approval. In terms of the on-course support, as a college, it is our duty to support our students, and after we have provided them with the necessary stationery and textbooks, some lecturers will go, beyond their call in terms of making sure that they've got study guides, for our students, and we also provide them with tutors, and we also administer common assessment tasks, to them. Also, we take them through the exam readiness workshops. Because we have got a challenge with subjects like mathematics, we would have some competitions just to kind of assist them and motivate them so that they are able to do more. Psychosocial support, with this one, we are working very nicely with Higher Health, to support our students, as we know that our students indeed, they are struggling as well. We are also conducting GBV workshops, and we have done that late last year, and there's a budget, that is linked to that, as well. In terms of the exit support, we teach our students so that, one, they can then articulate. Those who would have passed level 4, they will then articulate, to TVET colleges. And we also train them so that they become employed, those who want to be employed. And lastly, we also want them to be entrepreneurs. That is why we've got that basic program that we are giving them in entrepreneurship. Let me jump to inclusive education and support. As a college, we are working, together with different partners. For an example, today, here at the center, we had some of our students from HEPSO, that you are assisting, as a college. When we were visited by the Deputy Minister Kondwe. She promised us of some equipment that is going to assist, our students. And we, through her, we have asked her to actually procure a computer program that is going to assist, the blind. So we're just awaiting for those devices, to come so that we're able to assist them. We've got also a partnership here at Lorraine Frail Care Center. I visited that center. We've got students there, that we're teaching IET level 1, to 3, as well as care code. We are training our lecturers, so that they are able, to take care of, our students who are differently abled. We have workshops, that we have done, with them, particularly around inclusive education and also sign language. And we know that sometimes with our students, they don't want to disclose. So we always encourage them to disclose. And in terms of our budget, there is an amount that is set aside, to assist the students with special needs. The following slide is a picture, when Ms. Toto and myself visited, HAPSO in UTNIC. The overview of skills program for 2024 and 2025. We are working with NSF chairperson, and we've got some skills programs, that we are offering, funded by NSF for 100 unemployed youth. These are skills programs like new venture creation, wholesale and retail, operations, applied agriculture and agricultural technology, early childhood development, and home-based care. And I must say, out of the 5 skills programs, 3 of them, are done, already. And with a completion rate, which is around 90%. The next slide is around just pictures of the learnerships, some of the learnerships and skills programs that our students, are doing. And if you look at that picture, the students that are doing baking, that are there, in the picture. And the next slide. Update on outstanding results and certificates. We have a problem with this one, chairperson. And we're engaging with the department in this one. And the office of the DDG as well has committed to assist, with this one. In 2022, outstanding certificates of 1,159. That's for 2022. 2023, 1,451. 2024, 582. And I must say that as a college, what we have done, we have engaged NIA, and we're asked to submit certain documents and evidence, and that we have done. But after engaging with the office of Dr. Mrogo, Mr. Mpahlele came down, to train our own lecturers. We are now part of the SETA system. It's a system that is used to capture, marks. We've got 3 lecturers that are now trained, Dr. Mrogo, in terms, of exams. And we trust and hope that through those interventions, some of these problems will actually be resolved. Our biggest problem is around the combination of subjects. It's our biggest challenge, at the college. But as I indicated, that the office of the DTG has committed to assist in this regard. The next slide is on the finances of the college. TVET colleges, as you all know, that are underfunded. We are underfunded. Our current budget for this year is 37 million. That's our current budget, 586. Now, allocated, in this way. For head office, it's 7,697,000 from the 37 million. Then for CLC support, it's 11,345,000. For LTSM, 7,564,000. For CLC cleaning, 8,508,000. There is no earmarked budget. For infrastructure, 618. You can imagine, as I indicated earlier on, we've got 242 centers and 30 main centers with an infrastructure budget of 618. And predominantly, we use that budget to pay rent because we've got premises where we're actually, paying rent. So it's a very minimal budget. That is why we have problems, in terms of our infrastructure as CET. Then for rurality, we've got 994. That is to assist centers that are in rural areas. For special needs, the budget that I indicated, we've got 742. For student resources, which means the student support, 494. For pilot centers, we don't have any budget this year. For GPV, we've got 124. That's what we have for GPV for 2026, which will give you a budget of 37.586 million. In terms of the audit, as a college, we're doing well. Since 2020, Chairperson, we have been receiving clean audits up until, 2024. That section is doing well in terms of the audits. And remember, in that section, there's only one person with DP Finance working, with interns. College partnerships. We're working with NSF. We've got a very good partnership, with NSF. We're working with the SETAs as listed, below. I don't think I have to go through, the SETAs listed there. Those are the SETAs, that we're working with. We've got partnerships with universities and TVET colleges. We've got partnerships with KSD, Kala, PTC, Ingwe, King Hinsa, and the University of Forte. With EMC and WUSU, our partnership is in progress. We have exchanged MOUs. We're just finalizing the MOUs. With government departments, we've got partnerships with education, health, and public works, social development, correctional services, and high health, as well. And with industries, we are busy trying to push a lot of partnerships with industries, with KUHA. Our partnership is in progress. We have exchanged the MOUs. We intend to launch in March 2026 with KUHA. With VW, we are still engaging, in terms of our partnerships. We have engaged with the wind farms on the side of Jeffreys Bay, Amandla Moya, and Global 2. That's the partnership as well. Those are partnerships as well that are in progress. Also, the Middle Cape Farmers Association, we are engaging, with them in terms of that particular partnerships. I went myself and Mr. Nkomogazi to Enyandeni. We're also trying to get partnerships with traditional kingdoms. Went to Enyandeni, we gave them all the documents. We're just waiting for them to revert, to us. With Ngado, as well. You know, we were there as well, and we have agreed in terms of a partnership. We're just finalizing, you know, that particular partnership. The DDG one was a national one, therefore the training of lecturers. Municipalities, we have signed an MOU with KSD Municipality. I know last week I've signed an MOU with a municipality that is in Goa. I've done that, and these ones, they are in progress with Nelson Mandela, Sarah Partman, Kocha local municipality, Mzimvubu, Amatole, Raymond Mhlaba municipalities. These are partnerships that are in progress. So we have signed a partnership with MNOMA as well as KSD, you know, as a college. Those are partnerships, you know, that we have. For example, we are here today, you know, because of a partnership with the municipality. So without these partnerships, you know, there are some of the things that we cannot do as TVET colleges. For us to be able to deliver on our mandate, we need to develop, you know, partners or to have partners. Next slide is the impact of the MOU. You know, within universities and TVET colleges, our partnerships are based on teaching and learning and infrastructure. With Forte particularly, we are looking at farming and also a capacity building of e-mathematics for our lecturers. With government departments, we are working with the correctional services. We've got lecturers and students right through, you know, the province in terms of the correctional services. Then the college also runs the GPV awareness programs, you know, and when we run those programs, you know, some of these NGOs that we have partnered with, and some of the government departments, they will also be part of such initiatives.
Just go to challenges and
challenges.
Your 45 minutes is ending now. I'm giving you 5 extra minutes.
Okay, let me get to challenges, Chair. Chair, I want to emphasize before challenges the issue of ICT, you know, at the college. We really need support and assistance in terms of IT, you know, at the college. Our IT is non-existent, let me put it that way, you know, at the college. And we have outsourced, you know, our IT, you know, at the college. And these days, everything is about IT. And unfortunately, the budget that we are having is not actually assisting us a lot in terms of investing in IT-related infrastructure. Yes, we do work with some of the SETAs, they do assist, you know, but we need more assistance as a college in terms of ICT. Our challenges is around infrastructure. We don't have adequate, you know, infrastructure, you know, at the college. And the only thing that we can do at this particular point in time is to engage, you know, partners so that we are able, you know, to get their building so that we can actually teach our students. That's how we're mitigating that one currently. The issue of certificates, I think I've spoken about this one, that we're currently working with the department and the SETA, you know, to try and resolve, you know, this particular problem. Particularly, you know, the problem around the combination of subjects. Lecturers who cut without the required skills and expertise. I think I've spoken about that, you know, as well, that we are working together with WUSU, you know, for us to be assisted. And also, we also offer, you know, some trainings in terms of upskilling, you know, our lecturers. We don't have an organogram that is funded, you know, which is a problem. And the department, I know, who together with the labor union and the bargaining, you know, forum, they are busy dealing with this particular matter, particularly the issue, you know, of the organogram. The college central office is understaffed. We are only servicing, you know, about 272 centers What we're currently doing, we're actually taking lecturers, to come and assist, at the central office. I think I've spoken about IT. I will pass that one. The issue of also standardization is a problem. The lecturers who are working 3 hours and the lecturers that are working 5 hours. And it's a problem, at the college. Ever since I started at the CET, when I go around engaging lecturers, I'll always be asked about this issue of 3 hours versus 5 hours. With the same qualifications, and someone even better qualified than a person that is paid or is appointed for 5 hours. I think it's something that the department also must actually look at. Let me quickly, just 2 minutes, Chair, let me push some of our achievements as a college. We are proud. You will see that when you would actually be going to the stalls. We are proud to have established a living lab, in one of our centers in Fort Beaufort. It's all about digitalization, 3D, water purification, video cameras, the drones, and all of that. We are proud, to have done that. Number 2, we have 8 ICT labs, as a college, that were being sponsored by various SETAs. We hosted a successful Mandela outreach program. 3 centers are accredited in 8 skills program. It's difficult to get accreditation, colleagues, because there are certain standards that you must meet before you are accredited. And given our situation in terms of infrastructure, you work very hard, to make sure, that some of our centers are accredited. 5 leadership programs and 3 occupational programs are funded, has been completed. Those are the ones that I was talking about from NSF. And we've got a student in one of our centers, that is Soweto on C, Ungwegazi, who was participating in an online entrepreneurship competition. Nationally, he came number 2, and he is one of the ambassadors at the college. In closing, 2026 readiness. As a college, we are ready for 2026. We started all these things that we are preparing for readiness in 2025. In 2025, e-communication on recruitment for 2026 academic year was sent out in all centers. And centers were advised, 1, to start recruitment as early as 2025, and also during registration, they also advised that they must actually put directional posters or signage, that in this room we're doing this thing, in that room we're doing that. We have advised the centers to do that. Centers were given e-enrollment forms in 2025. Remember, at the CET College currently we're using a manual system. We're still using, the system of e-forms, and I trust and hope in the near future, we are actually going to deal with this one. Because for us to migrate from the manual system, it requires funding. That is why, city colleges across, the country are still using the manual system. And also they were asked to develop orientation and induction schedules, or plans for students, and also the issues of stationery. We started delivering stationery last year, and again in November I signed up a top-up, of stationery which has been delivered, or which is still being delivered, to the centers. Also teaching and learning plans, this is what they were asked to do. Staff development plans as well. So these are items that were indicated to centers so that all of us, we are ready for 2026. And I must say, in terms of the readiness, we are ready because we've got your textbooks, your stationery, your lecturers. Thank you very much, Chair. I think I'm done. I've tried to push as much as I can. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Principal. Thank you very much, Principal. Outgoing SRC. The SRC introduced themselves as outgoing, so it's not me.
Nice, thank you so much.
Revolutionary greetings from the Student Representative Council. My name is Lihle Dlova, Chair, the outgoing, since 2025. We're ready to welcome the new elected president. I will not take your time, honorable members. It has indeed been a long week. Please move to, yes. Presentation outline, a mandate of the SRC, readiness of the 2026 academic year, successes and challenges of the student populace, and recommendations. Just to run through the mandate of the SRC, in line with the Continuing Education and Training Act, Act number 16 of 2006, as amended, the Student Representative Council's mandate is to represent the interest, the rights and welfare of students in all matters affecting them, to participate in the governance of the college by serving on the college council and other relevant structures, to serve as the communication channel between students, college management, and external stakeholders, to promote student involvement in academic, cultural, sporting, and social activities of the college. Chairperson, honorable members, a run-through on our view of readiness for the 2026 academic year as students. The readiness of the ECCET College for the academic year reflects measured progress alongside persistent challenges through sustained engagements between the SRC, the department, and the Office of the Minister. Outstanding certificates for the 2024 to 2022 to the 2024 academic period were partially released. This marked a significant step towards restoring student confidence and administrative stability. However, the fact that not all former students have received their certificate, this remains a thorn in our flesh, Chairperson. It remains a serious concern, and it continues to undermine full academic readiness. In preparation for the 2026 academic year, Chair, the SRC actively participated in blitz campaigns across multiple districts in the province. We didn't just go to city centers, but went to Eslalini, and we engaged. We are for the community. We are the community, and they are for us. These initiatives, Chairperson, strengthened student recruitment, enhanced the college's visibility, and contributed meaningfully to marketing and advocacy efforts. Furthermore, the rollout of LTSM, which is your learning and teaching support materials, was initiated towards the end of 2025, right in the midst of the debacle, when the students were complaining that they have not received. Our principal started working really hard, and I can surely say that the LTSM has been received by the majority of our centers. And in conclusion, while the college has made notable strides in administrative responsiveness, recruitiveness, and academic support, unresolved certificate backlogs, the lack of adequate infrastructure, it is not possible, Chairperson, that when it rains, a student is wet in the classroom. It is not possible, Chairperson, that during the wind, the student will also experience it is as though they are outside. But they are hungry for this, so we go either way. For these issues require urgent and sustained attention to ensure a stable and credible academic year. Keys and successes and achievements, Chairperson, honorable members, the department hosted the 9 CET College SRC leadership, and our skills and capabilities were successfully strengthened, enhancing SRC effectiveness and student representation across all 9 provinces. We engaged with the new minister, which was then Mr. Butimana Mela. Deputy Minister's oversight visit, the principal already mentioned it, that she came and she led the very first ever National DHET Mandela Month outreach event within the CET sector in collaboration with several SETAs. That event was also a major success. The SRC National Forum meeting with the minister as part of his ongoing series meetings. Just after he was appointed, he gave us an invite and he said, CET, we also see you. You are part of the PSET sector. Come through with your challenges. And we gave him an endless list of requests. We successfully promoted an anti-bullying, mental health awareness and GBVF campaign last year, raising awareness and ensuring that students understood that our classrooms in CET ought to be safe spaces, promoting inclusivity, regardless of your background, if you're differently abled, your nationality, your beliefs, and gender expression. Chairperson, the SRC also engaged with stakeholders. We actively participated in the stakeholders meeting, highlighting the need for learnerships, bursaries, work readiness programs, and stronger partnerships. Honorable members, we would love for the TVET colleges to be in our spaces. It is so difficult to get articulation from CET to the TVET space. We are shunned. The stigma is amazingly thick. You can cut it with a knife. We put it to the committee that they motivate on our behalf that TVET be in our spaces. They at least should do it once or whatever the itinerary may be, but this is a hunger request. Because as the SRC president, it is very heartbreaking to receive messages that say, but President, you said CET was the best way to go. And you said that there would be a way out of this. There's no articulation. So we would like to put it out there. It's really sad. Blitz campaigns, we executed high-impact marketing and advocacy campaigns, increasing student management, engagement across the province. Hashtag, we are a community college and we are for the community. Before I finish, Chair, can I touch through our challenges? Our key challenges affecting readiness for the 2026 academic year are, while progress has been made, Chairperson, the full readiness of the ECCET College for the 2026 academic year depends on addressing the several critical challenges that directly impact student well-being, retention, and academic success. Chairperson, it's one thing to recruit a student. It is another to keep the student in the college. There has to be ways. We cannot, year after year, president after president, keep crying of the same situation, that there need to be solutions to these challenges. The principal has alluded the challenges. Thereafter, there should be actions and plan of actions to keep the students, because the numbers are really alarming. Student well-being and psychosocial support. Thank you so much, Higher Health, for showing yourself, but we cannot be complacent just seeing you. We need to feel your presence. Our students are going through so much, and we cannot be depending on our lecturers because they also have their own psychosocial needs. Our students are suicidal. Ideal, my executive in the SRC, are dealing with such problems. They've got GBV problems, but High Health is not as easy to access in all the other centers and satellites. Remember, Eastern Cape is vast. Broaden yourselves, we beg. Food and nutrition support, Chairperson, this is a pressing concern. It is affecting students' ability to learn and perform academically. I got a message via the DDG earlier last year, and she said she got a report that one of the students had a seizure, only to find out that the student was hungry. There's no food at home. There's no food provision in the class. I worked really hard with the SRC executive, knocking on the DM's door, knocking on the minister's door, but before the end of last year, we got a positive response that food and nutrition, there's something that is moving forward. And even in my absence moving forward, I'd love to see it materialize. Resource and allocation, SRC support, student support, laptops, and working material for the SRC, please. Right after the elections, please let's not wait for 6 months before you give us tools to work. I'm going to be really quick and jump to the very end, Chairperson, the branding and student recruitment. This also influences our college readiness. The lack of a clear brand identity at centers limits student attraction and awareness of available programs. Something as simple as a t-shirt that's branded. That's lovely over there with that honorable member. Just one t-shirt when a student comes and enrolls. Something as simple as a pen, a cap, to identify, because then they are walking billboards if you can identify them by that. So we beg the college to participate actively in sharing regalia that is branded of the college. At some point, Chairperson and Honorable Member, they wanted to buy the t-shirts. They asked, if we're not being given the t-shirts, can we at least buy? Because we want to brag with our community. We want to be noticed that we're part of something. Something very simple, Chairperson. I just want to tell you and show you how passionate I am. I was given these during the year, and I want to share with 2 students. That's how passionate I am with branding. You know, after this, when they leave, they'll show Wuti, this is who I identify as. Something that shouldn't be hard for the college. Finally, recommendations, outstanding results. We've spoken about this. The college and department must work closely together to ensure that students' results are released on time by fast-tracking the result process. Don't blame, don't put a finger, don't point a finger. It's time to work moving forward. We need more Blitz campaigns. I noticed that during my tenure, we only focus mainly on Blitz when it's CET month, September. Then we start working hard. The college can do better once in a while. Career guidance, Deputy President, Deputy Principal, the college should strengthen relationships and create clear articulation pathways between CET students and TVET colleges. I hope that is loud and clear. Limited resources and funding. SRC councils often operate without adequate budgets for daily operations, student welfare programs and events. So sustainable funding is required to enable SRCs to function effectively. Partnerships and linkages, the principal spoke about that. We are praying for more and more. More signages of MOUs and more materializing of these signings. Stipends for the SRC, thank you, Principal, for mentioning that. Stipends are an investment in student leadership, equity, and SRC efficiency. You're not paying us, you're just saying keep going and keep doing a great job. And go sing.
Thank you very much, outgoing President. As we are outgoing, the stipends are also outgoing. Labor.
Good afternoon to the Honorable Chairperson, the Honorable Members, Organized Labor, SRC, all protocols observed. Let me reintroduce myself. I'm the Regional Chairperson of NEHAW, representing Organized Labor, which is NEHAW, BSA, SATU, and NAPTOSA. First, before we can start with introductions, one of the most important elements that has happened, which is one of the biggest cries of the workers, it's the 2021 September deductions, which we say they are unlawful of the 37% during the transition to DET. So it's one of the things that have not been done correctly, and that needs to firstly be addressed before anything should happen. What we want to highlight is we have recommendations that were outlined in the MTT report and SANOCH. We feel that these reports, it's about time that they should be implemented, as they are holding the fundamental principles that will guide the life of CET. Remember, CET is like a stepchild of the Department of Higher Education. It's one of the one of the elements that have been left behind and also that are not taken care of by the Department of Higher Education. We are not far from what SRC was presenting. One, the issue of visibility and identity. TVET is crying for marketing and making sure that learners out there get to know what is TVET. But we're saying also in this era that we're in, it's time for CET to be known so that students know that there is another option called CET. Our biggest challenge is that even if we are meeting with colleagues from different constituencies within the higher education, the CET lecturers are seen as the lower category or the ones that are at the lower level in terms of the organogram of higher education. When you go to different centers, one will identify that it's hard to even know where is CET. Most of these centers, you're able to brand and know where's Nelson Mandela University. If you're looking for a CET center, it becomes a problem to find it even on Google Maps. So it's one of the things that we think it should be one of the important elements of marketing, bringing a change in terms of the current marketing strategy of the department. We need to improve in terms of us being identified as workers that are going in terms of engagements with other stakeholders. The district coordination. There's no clear delegation of responsibilities for center managers and satellite supervisors. As Labour, we recommend that the implementation of district coordination to be decentralized so that everybody can know where is the boundary, where it starts and where it ends. Going to the conditions of service. In CET, we find that different employment conditions and benefits for lecturers. We wanted to address the issue of RAQV. The e-standardization is the biggest issue for us. You know that it's not only in CET, standardization is a problem for both CET and TVET. We said there's a need for review for the RAQV so that it can make sense to the workers, so that those who are implementers can also understand what it means, because you'll find that even those who are implementers of the RAQV don't understand it themselves. So there is a need to go back and review and make it understandable to those who are implementers and those who are going to be receivers of it. Because this is it badly impacts to workers in terms of how then they need to execute themselves within the workplace. Each of chronogram is the biggest issue. There's no approved organizational structure which confuses everybody. Everybody wants to do everything, which is impossible. If there should be an approved organizational structure, we will be able then to have e-posts that are vacant to be filled, and also to extend the number of people that are within the staff complement. Because this will impact operations within the CET. Working hours. The working hours are not the same. Some are working 2 hours, some are working 3 hours. Now, it does not make sense for us that workers work 8 working hours across, and this will then lead to the improvement of infrastructure and security issues. We know that there are centers that are in spaces that are very dangerous, like Soweto on Sea. Those are one of the things that we need to make sure institutions are protected of higher learning, and also staff are compensated accordingly. Advocacy and recruitment. We're repeating this because we feel that if there should be a desk dedicated in marketing CET and making CET friendly and making CET something that will be an interest for our communities, We think that most of community members that don't know that there is such a thing called CET. They don't even understand what it means. If you mention community education, they think of the work that is done by social development in terms of community development. But it's an entity that needs to be sold to the community so that those kids that are left outside the bracket can be dragged into the bracket and not left behind. That is the responsibility of higher education. Staff development. Our biggest issue is the upskill and reskilling and personal and academic development for all staff. You need to invest as Department of Higher Education into your staff so that when they get into the classroom, they become the cream of the crop and become more people that are well informed, instead of them not being in a space that they are able to say that we have moved from what we acquired as a diploma or as a degree, but now we've extended the scope to know what's happening in the market. So we're encouraging the department to invest, not only look at bursaries, there's SETAs that are available that are more than willing to have relations. The extension of MOU to other accredited institutions of higher learning should be one of the elements that will improve the skills of the workers within the department. Infrastructure. We wonder why there's no relationship between DOE, Public Works. There are schools that are dying a slow death, that are vandalized and not used by the state. As Public Works is one of the people or structures that are responsible for government buildings, why is it not that there are relations between CET and Public Works so that they find proper buildings? It cannot be that our teachers and students will be pressed into spaces that are not conducive for learning, that are not even conducive for working. So if I am leaving my household, which is very warm, and I get to a center that when it's raining, I have to wonder what to do. And I have to find buckets because I do want my students to learn, but if the environment is not conducive, it then says that we will not be having workers who are working because they're passionate. They'll be there just because they need to mark the register. Now, if you create a space that workers will be able to advance themselves and make sure the space that they're working in is in a spot where they would be encouraged even to make their spaces beautiful. So we want the department to look into how can they improve the infrastructure, because other places as nazo nezitulo zokuhlala. Collective bargaining. We have our biggest issue that the bargaining chamber does not sit. They keep on postponing. We want Parliament to assist us in enforcing that the collective bargaining sit so proper engagements can be done. Because if bargaining council does not sit, then it sends a good, we feel that we will not negotiate in good faith as labor unions. It means that there's no proper place where we can find each other as an employer and as workers. There are issues that are very important that need to be done at chamber, but the continuous delay then leads to that asikwazi uqhubeka nemeko yokuba sikwazi ukumanage usithi ne-issues zabasebenzi effectively. Status quo and way forward. There are many ongoing disputes and grievances from staff that have not been addressed. The REQV alignment and acting appointments is another issue that needs to be addressed. We recommend that it's very important to make sure not only the boards in terms of branding, as SRC had mentioned there, T-shirts and everything, pull-up banners, anything possible to make branding and marketing of this center be very important, especially each and every center to have its own marketing so that we make CET a priority. District coordination must address the conditions of services. It is the responsibility of DHET to prioritize staff and student needs, for lately it seems that we are at the back foot when it comes to CET. As since our land, our presentation is not very long. We say that Parliament must receive that MTT report and SANOJ, and which must be implemented immediately, so that this will help CET to find its footage, because there's many investigations that have been done, but as Labour, we see that MTT report and SANOJ is the best that has been done. The only thing that needs to be done is for it to be implemented. Again, please, REQV needs to be reviewed and should be prioritized. Speed up the implementation of the district model. All vacancies must be filled, and those currently acting be paid what's due to them, so that they can continue to be motivated to assist the department where it's needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Labour. Honorable Cesar, your 5 minutes will start now.
No, thanks, Chair. Maybe let me first welcome and appreciate the presentations from management led by the principal, SRC president, and Labour representative. Chair, maybe for me, I'll be precise and straight to the point. I mean, the challenges of the CET sector are cutting across the spectrum, so I will not maybe dwell much on issues of underfunding and all the shortcomings of the department neglecting a very, very crucial sector. That is the CET sector, which I think are issues that we'll debate in Parliament with the ministry and the department. But maybe what I think is important is for me to commend the MMC and the collective coalition government of the municipality for at least working with the CET, giving them the facilities that they do not use, and ensuring that it's being put to good use. Will really encourage that municipalities learn from yourselves. I'm not seeing the MMC, but I know there's a council as well. But even in their absence, we just want to appreciate that and further encourage that such be done by others. Maybe just a precise question, Principal. You mentioned in your presentation that you have lecturers that are underqualified, and you also indicated the number to be 2,268. Do you perhaps know their minimum requirements, I mean minimum qualifications? Maybe just briefly, if you do.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Member. In terms of the 43% of our lecturers, those ones have only got metric.
And what are they teaching, Principal?
They are teaching various subjects, you know, at the college. I may not know that 100%.
That's
know,
fine.
but they are teaching, subjects from IIT level 1
okay.
to IIT level 3.
Is there something that is being done to support them to advance their qualifications, whether through the municipality that you work with the SETAs, with the department?
What we're currently doing, Honorable Member, is that we looked at this cohort. It's a very huge, cohort. And we wanted to make sure that we've got a plan for all of them. Yes, we do offer bursaries, at the college, but that will just be a drop, in the ocean. So as I indicated when I was doing my presentation, that currently we're engaging with WUSU, so that WUSU would actually assist all of them, so that we can actually sign an MOU with them that specifically talks, about these particular lecturers.
No,
Otherwise, it's going to be an ongoing thing. It will impact negative to our students. That is why I was saying that in terms of, the STEM subjects, we've got a problem. It is precisely because, of this one.
Is the department aware, Principal?
Yes, the department is aware.
How long has the department been aware of such a challenge?
Yeah, ever since I came at the college in June, of 2025. I've got 6 months at the college, but I'm not making an excuse, honorable member, out of that, but I know in one of the platforms I've actually presented, that status to the department.
Okay. Acting DDG, are you empowered to comment on this particular matter? I'm not sure if you are empowered to or not, but it is a serious matter of concern. This is a very critical sector, as I would have said, and if you have educators that are teaching without any qualification, then, it's decreasing the credibility of the CET sector. And for the department not to assist them to advance in terms of their qualification, it's pure neglect over and above the fact that the CET is underfunded. So I'm not sure if you are empowered to comment. If not, I think we'll then require a written response to that particular question as the portfolio committee. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mrs. Zane. I would actually maybe ask the officials within this Community Education and Training College sector to possibly respond if they are able to. If they are not, we'll then revert to then giving the answer in writing later.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you to the Honourable Member. I think we will give the committee a comprehensive report in terms of the strategy that's in place to mobilize resources for bursaries and for reskilling, our engagement and partnerships with the ETDP SETA around mobilizing these resources, as well as our utilization of the current 1% of the skills levy for that. But I think let's put it in writing to be able then to provide a comprehensive report to the committee. Thank you, Chair.
No, yeah, thanks. What we'll want you to do is, because this thing is cutting across, it also includes, I think Labour spoke about it, that REQV, in writing, you'll also give it to us. But this thing, I don't know what is your strategy. You'll give it to us in writing. But if your strategy does not come and say, on behalf of all CET colleges, we as the department are going to negotiate with with universities to upskill these lecturers, especially on problematic areas like STEM subject and all of that. That strategy won't help. So that's what you guys must do. They've already started with WUSU, that's good. But you must do it. In Mpumalanga, you must have an arrangement with institutions there, in Limpopo and everywhere else, and say to them, it will be us who pays for these lecturers. We will find the money in the system. I get those universities also report to you, to the same department. Then these lecturers, as early as next week, they go and register for these programs. Because this strategy of yours will take 9 months, and then by the time you want to implement it, it's 2028, 2029. It's not going to help us immediately. So we'll ask you to We don't want to be operational, but sometimes I think you're pushing our members to try and do so. Honorable Khakha.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chair, let me first appreciate the President of the SRC. In my years of service in the sector, I have never encountered an SRC President within the CET space in particular that is as alive as you are, that is as passionate as you are, but also that is as beautiful an indication of what the CET can be as you are. So shout out to you. Thank you very much. I'm saying this, Chair, because I think the President is an example of what Umam Fuchani keeps saying when she says, with the right type of funding and the right type of leadership, correct quality of leadership within the CET space, we are able to bridge the gap between universities, TVETs, and the CET. And for me, the fact that you are able to find your landing here is an indication that not all is lost within the country or within the sector, and so shout out to that. And obviously shout out to the municipality as well, as Sezana has said, for the collaborative approach that you have. I want to pick up quickly on the issue of qualifications, because I have 3 minutes left now. I want us to have that in another meeting when I'm acting DG, because you have many qualified teachers in the Republic of South Africa sitting at home, unable to find employment, which shouldn't be a case. And in this institution, you have people who are not qualified to do their jobs. And that doesn't necessarily say that people here are not competent, because I am mature enough to understand that qualifications aren't always an indication of competence. But at the same time, we do need to make sure that as far as compliance is concerned, we're able to balance competence with qualifications. That way, there isn't a threat that questions whether or not the quality of education that is being administered here is a problem. The one thing I want to engage with you, though, Principal, your certificates. What is the issue? Because you've been able to clear a majority of the backlog. What's still left behind?
Honorable Member, I know that, you know, in the past we had a huge backlog, you know, at the Eastern Cape.
Yes, sir. I know that too. You've cleared it. What
Yes.
is remaining now? I have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, what is remaining, I think it is part of what I presented. No? There is a slide, you know, that indicates, you know, what is remaining.
So beyond the number itself, what is the challenge? What is your biggest problem for clearance?
Our biggest challenge, as I indicated earlier on, it starts with the combination of subjects, you know. So some of the students are unable to be resulted so that they get, you know, their certificates, you know, because currently the system is centralized. You know, that is why we engaged with the Department of Higher Education so that the system can be decentralized, you know, to colleges. That is why in August, when I came in June and August, we engaged with the department. As a result, there was a workshop where now our staff is actually trained, you know, in the system. You see, maybe the DPA is here as well. She can add, Honorable Khakha.
Yeah, so that there...
Yewana.
Oh. When I act in DG, for me, the combination of subjects should not be a reason that is sober enough in any conversation that is provided as an impediment to giving people certificates. If by the time the academic year starts, you know how many students are studying towards what at which institution, and at which level they are, and how many of them you're expecting to complete their studies, which means you're supposed to be ready for them until they show you, okay, he's not here, is he? Okay. So you're supposed to be ready to produce those certificates in the system, and because your system would have already told you this is the number of people we're supposed to create that for. It is only if there is a failure or a dropout that you would take that batch out of the list of production that you need. If you think of it that way, it helps you altogether. Because then you're not waiting for people to pass to create a certificate. You're waiting for people to pass for them to receive their certificate. But their certificate is already waiting for them by the time they start their final year of study. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Honorable Kakao. We have the acting Chief Director here for examinations. Yeah, he's well disposed to answer the question. Dr. Ramroka.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Yeah, the GTC is an Umalusi qualification. We have to comply with the standards of Umalusi. As the department, we request the centers to comply with all the requirements. And then if you look at colleges, including TVET, that have got problems, is because there is a question of compliance. And for example, in the CET sector, you need an exam component, which you control. But there's also an SBA component, which is controlled by the college. If it's not captured, the students will we're not going to get complete results. Another issue with regard to CET, it's a problem of unregistered students who just rock up to write during the examinations without being registered. So those are the challenges that we have, and you find that sometimes the capturing of marks is not done in accordance with the management plans. But in terms of the resulting, if there is compliance, there won't be delay with regard to the result. With regard to the certification backlog, we have cleared the backlog where a list was provided to us. I deployed the system administrator to the Eastern Cape to clear that particular backlog in October. And then I even communicated with him now. He said it was clear. So in the curriculum committee meeting that we always have quarterly with curriculum, Mr. Diale can bear testimony. I have requested all deputy director, deputy principal to submit the list to us of outstanding certificates. Some of them did, some of them didn't because they don't have a problem. But those who did, like Eastern Cape, we've cleared, for example, about 6,000 certificates from the Eastern Cape around October. And the deputy principal has acknowledged. But I'm saying, we will not be able to clear them if they don't give us the list. I'm willing to work with the SRC. I'm saying to the SRC, just like in the TVET, Lovedale sent us a list and we managed to indicate per candidate what is the progress. Even in this instance, I'm saying, if the list is not coming from the deputy principal of the college, I encourage the SRC to send it to us. We will be able to resolve this particular issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. You see, for me, my trouble is it's twofold. I agree that you can't produce if people don't give you what you must produce. My initial point is your database must be live so that you don't have to, in retrospect, go fetch the data. If you have it and you know automatically that live there's consistency between databases, then you don't need them to send anything because when you already have it. That is one. That's what I'm trying to say. So the only thing that's then missing is just the final leg of update. It's an innovative way of thinking about how to correlate data. Simple. That is one. Number two, even though you're waiting for them to give you the data you need, it is your responsibility to crack the whip to ensure that there is compliance. We can't have an attitude to say, yeah, but because you didn't arrive, you were as management, students must suffer for not getting their certificates. That for me is a very reckless way of looking at things. Number 3, in this hall right now, the SRC president says there are still certificates that are missing from this institution. Even the principal themselves is saying the same thing. So I am asking you, in your understanding, why have you not cleared it? Because principal says he's waiting for you. Where now Ruyem the principal. Which one is which?
We will have a meeting with the department about, because I understand where you're coming from about the quality assurance. I understand that part. But the department must coordinate itself better. You know which centers struggle with compliance in the department. You know them, including TVET colleges. So the department must then sit together, plan, and say in Eastern Cape, 20 of these CECs have got compliance issues. In order for us not to give them the certificate next year, this is what we are going to do when exams are being held. Because where now you say every year, I'm not releasing because of this thing, they will say we can't comply because we don't have the funds to do X, Y, and Z from the same department. So the coordination of the department. So we'll have a meeting with the DDG planning, with the DDG planning, DDG TVET, DDG CET, DDG universities for training of lecturers on these key things that we need. So we'll have a department with the minister, a meeting where we must get a plan on how, because you can't, you know, Einstein says insanity is doing same thing over and over again, expecting different results. We know you cleared 6,000 because there was the same problem. This year, you'll have to go clear something because of the same problem. So the planning of the department, of waiting for a problem to occur and then wanting to resolve it, won't help us. So we must have I think next month, we might have around the first or the second week of March, might need to move one of our meetings to bring this, and then I'll bring Umalusi as well in that meeting, because it looks like we're not, you know, we're not one, as a country, we're saying we want one country, one plan. But in the department, we've got one department, 700 plans. So you can't get it at the country level when in the department, there's so much lack of coordination. Because what you guys do on one side, it's not done on the other side. So maybe let's close it that way. That we will have this follow-up meeting with the department, and then you'll have to help us.
No, thanks, Chair. I don't think I'm going to be long. I wanted to check, is there someone who is in charge of CETs at a national level from the department? Or the closest person? It's you? Or how do people find out about CETs? I mean, I think now, obviously, everyone knows how to find a university, apply online. TVET colleges, at some point in time, we used to struggle, but I think majority of young people now have a sense of what is the role of a TVET college, where can they find it. But I don't get the sense when it comes to CETs. So, yeah, perhaps before my follow-up, I'd be interested to know how does a young person in South Africa know about a CET? You know, they've completed some levels in high school or whatever. They can't go to university, they tried, they can't go to TVET colleges. What next? How do they know that there is something called CET that can be able to assist them.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Member, for that. I think one must start by saying the advocacy is not strong, so that there are various platforms that we use, including word of mouth at the level of centers and colleges, within the website itself. There's that information within the department's Facebook platform, and then also radio interviews, particularly community radio stations, which those are delegated or decentralized to colleges themselves. All of those platforms have led to ministers saying that is not enough, and therefore this directive for looking at rebranding, which would include these issues around popularizing CET, particularly this aspect of where do I go as a student, maybe a student who doesn't have access to Facebook, maybe who is not able to come into the department's website. So the additional platforms that then we need to use. But it is a limitation. Thank you very much, Honorable Member.
No, thank you. Then my next question would be, I'd want to believe at least by now, the department has a sense of how many people have been enrolled first time entering in the CETs, and if there are, how many spaces are still remaining. For example, when we visit TVET colleges and universities, they're able to tell us that X number of people applied, we've got so many spaces available, and we're still waiting for either we're oversubscribed or we're undersubscribed. So I wonder if you've got those numbers.
Maybe.
No, at a national level, Chair. Yeah, I don't think principal will have the...
Yeah. At the moment, the spaces we've identified is 122,000 spaces that are available for students, particularly with the programs including your senior certificate, your GETC, and the skills programs. I think the Honourable Member must remember that one of our big challenges with regards to CET is an automated or an IT system for registration. So all these numbers are then informed by our weekly submission from colleges. But because we don't have an overall enrollment and registration system, these numbers, we are only relying on college submissions. Yeah.
So based on the submissions you've received thus far, of the 122,000 available spaces, how many of them have been filled?
We are still receiving data from colleges in terms of what has been the status of enrollments up until the end of January. So I'll not be in a position now to indicate up until the colleagues collate the data from colleges with regards to that. So I think they will be indicating in the next 2 weeks what enrollments have been indicated by colleges, and therefore with regards to this 122,000, how many have we actually been able to enroll?
When is the cutoff date for those F10s?
We do bi-weekly submissions, so in the next 2 weeks we'll know where are we with regards to enrollments.
Just the last follow-up, Chair. No, I mean in terms of, for example, if you're in a university, you know that on the what of Feb, classes begin.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can't enroll someone in May or in June. Yeah. So I'm just trying to understand when will be the final day where you can say that beyond this date, maybe even if there can be a small leeway, but you should have filled all 122,000 spaces.
Yeah, maybe one of the things is to distinguish between the different programs. There are annual programs like the GETC, where the cutoff date is the 27th of February. This would be the external exit qualification. But otherwise, for your non-formal programs, which are the shorter programs, 3 months and so on, the registration is ongoing. As and when there's demand, those skills programs then continue.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thank you. I just want to go back to what the Honorable Lonzi was saying in terms of coordination within the department. One would wonder, those children that are left out at TVET, what happens to them? Because should there be courses or TVET be full, you know that there is CET that can take care of that. So I think there's a lack of coordination between CET, TVET, and university. The department needs to have a strategy on how then do we work these three components together so that there's seamless machinery within the department for these different sections that they have. So I think that is where the lack is at, because most of these kids can know, if I finish this course here, I can take it to maybe do a chef course at TVET, at PE College. So there should be that seamless work between the different entities that are within the higher education. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm just looking at you because I thought you were responding to something. I don't have questions, so I'm just going to give you what you must send to us. In that meeting that we'll have with them, we must look at the articulation, because you do a skills program. Then after that skills program, what do we do? What does the student do? The question that you did not respond to of Honorable Loans is that primarily, the primary foundation of a CET is to make sure that, number one, our people do have what we call NQF level 4. That should have an end date. So we must say, those of you who want to upgrade their matric results, those who did not pass matric first time or in school, you have until the 20th of February to come and register. Then classes will start. Then you'll write in May or in June. So this is the question I was asking. What is the closing there? Now when you write to us, you'll say, on this program of matric rewrites, this is what the numbers are saying. This is what the numbers we had initially on the, you said, today you said 122,000. When the minister announced on the 15th of September, he said 130,000 spaces for CET. So it's an inconsistency again that you are giving us, but we will get to the bottom of it. So I think members who must, on our program, we must change, because this thing is not going to help us, because we'll miss another year if we're going to work with the timetable of the department, giving us a strategic plan of, I know people in government, you have no agency to anything. People in the government have got, there's some mentality problem of our people who work for government. It's as if they are doing people that they're supposed to give services to a favor. And I have a big problem with the slow pace. They will tell you, no, we must have a strategic plan, we must have a memo, it must go to the DDG, it sits there for 3 weeks, no explanation. Then it goes to the DG, it sits there for 2 months, no explanation. Then it needs a ministerial approval, it sits there for, that process doesn't work. So what we are going to do, members, Next month, we'll see which meeting we can move so that we have a meeting with the ministry, the department full. Come give us a plan on how we're going to deal with all these problems. The 2021, this is not the first time we're getting this, the withdrawal of the salaries or how you dealt with the 2021 issue of salaries. It's not the first time when there was a migration to DHET. Give us a plan on how we're going to do those things. We must get a plan on how we can't, honestly, colleagues, almost every week, the minister or the director general can have an interview, including deputy ministers, interview on national TV. And when they do get those, they don't promote our CETs. That is why people don't know about CETs. And I've said it, I think we're in Free State. I said, that Free State CET College, on their own, outside of the department, fundraise about 800 million and build a skill center, or a, what do we call them, CLC, in, what is that town? In Free State, where they built that beautiful CLC. Reeds, is it? Yeah, and Reeds. Outside of the help of the department, on their own. No support from the department. In fact, what the department did was they failed to spend some of their money. Some SETAs, and I think it was NSF, had also promised to pay, to give money to that CLC for other infrastructure things. Then the money was taken to international relations, repurposed, because the department, through their poor planning, lost the money in the system through a national treasury intervention. So we'll have that meeting early next month with yourselves. There, what we want to get is that we're not neglecting these CETs. In fact, some of them, they negotiate on their own with their own municipalities for a hall. They go to some school. These local centers, they negotiate on nothing from, and I said to the DDG, that's an anomaly. That you are saying this center must run on its own, must find ways of operating. It's throwing people under the bus. These lecturers who are trying there, they are going to lose faith in the whole thing. In fact, where one of the constituencies I'm deployed to, Honorable Loans, when I met with the CET there, the municipality had taken them out or refusing them to use, because they did not pay them some stipend or for occupation. So they struggled early last year, because they're thrown to the wolves. And they say, you know, it's like taking somebody who can't swim. And at Robben Island, you say, swim to the, they're going to drown. And that's what we are doing to local centers. So when we deal with, because I said to the DDG, education is a social good. Do we agree? Yes. Government says we must prioritize education to get our people from these bondages of poverty, unemployment, and inequalities. Do we agree? Yes. Why will you, as the DDG of higher education, of CETs, don't go to all the premiers and say, premiers, speak to your municipalities. I've got a center in Eteneg, for an example. What is that township in Eteneg? KwaNobuhle. I've got a center KwaNobuhle. I need to have a center KwaNobuhle because I've got, according to stats that I get from the high schools there, I have 8,000 people without matric. So I need to, it is the responsibility of government, by the way, to provide those services. So you then go, as the Department of Higher Education, into an arrangement or agreement with the Department of COCTA. Then you agree, here's the venue, we'll operate from here. As the department, we go to Treasury and say, we, as a national department, will have to pay rates and taxes at a subsidized level. Because it's government to government, and then this thing we're doing is a social good. But if you are throwing them, that is why CETs will not get the status they deserve. Because how the department itself is treating CETs, it's indeed a stepchild. It's a stepchild. So in that meeting, we'll want to hear how we then respond to this. We've got skills programs in the CETs. Hairdressing, sewing, and many others. What were the targets on these plans that we have? On the 130,000 the minister spoke of, what were the targets there? And how are we planning? What is the exit strategy? So we teach you how to sew, and then what? Because in order for you to go and survive in that township, it means that you must have that machine. That machine is 20,000. Where are they going to get it? What is our plan? In that meeting, we might need, you see, Principal said they were struggling with the ICT. Principal was supposed to be streaming. We tried streaming on our YouTube. The network was just too poor. So it was streaming, cutting. So we said, no, they can just record, we'll upload late. Because it's bad. Now, that thing, when your lecturers know when they come here, they don't have internet, it's going to demoralize them. So the department must play a role in helping, network. And this is town. We are in town, we are in the metro. So we are happy, we want to send our gratitude to Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality, honestly, for coming to the party. It must happen everywhere. Everywhere in the province. Principal, you must go and meet with the premier. If at the departmental level, they are unable to do so. Go meet with the premier and say, dear, here's my program. This is the reason we want to do this thing. We have a problem, if you have in East London, we have a problem in Komani, whatever the case may be, all these regions. These are the areas we've identified. Speak to your municipalities. Let them give us this thing at a hugely discounted amount, so that we don't complain about rent and that 600,000 that we are talking about, we can use it for something else. Or putting armed response for these colleges. To pay armed response, it's around 500 rand per area, 550, 600. ADT comes there. There's an alarm. They come. We use that money to protect the infrastructure we have. So that when you go to TIA and they give you more laptops, they are not stolen the next week. So I know it's not, that's why we don't have questions for you. Honestly speaking, the department must come to the party. in my view. The coordination at the department is it's bad, if it exists. And that is why this committee last year said, in their eyes, the department is under administration. And you see, every time I keep telling you, this is what they mean. So, we will close our meeting in that fashion. We will try our best to help the department to coordinate itself. And we must have this articulation issue. We must say to people, we are putting you in this program and this is an exit plan. Once you have this NQF level 4 year, you then articulate to this TVET to do millwright, to do diesel mechanic, to do whatever the case may be. And then once you have that thing there, before we'll then take you to, through the SETA, we'll take you to VW or Isuzu or, you know, for work integrated learning. So it must be clear so that we are not sending these kids to a program that will, to them, they will live here. The president says we all need mental health assistance because we're putting them into a psychiatric problem. Students or learners, community members can come to our system and live very angry. So we'll close our meeting that way. I don't want us to waste time thinking we're going to, when we ask questions, we'll get an answer that will help us. The meeting that will help us is the meeting we'll have with everybody in the department. And there we're going to request people with authority to come. The ministry, DDG, all DDGs responsible, and all chief directors who are supposed to implement it. So that meeting is going to be a meeting of decision makers. So when we leave there, we leave with a plan. So that strategic plan that you are talking about, let's save that money for something else. That meeting will look like a strategic plan because we'll come out with a plan that is going to work. Not only for the CETs, but also for TVETs and for universities. So Labour, thank you very much. As outgoing SRC, thank you very much. Even help those who are coming after, support them. Let's work together in promoting this thing called CET. The statistics are shocking for people who don't have matric. Unemployed people without matric. It's about almost 80% of those with no matric and less. Or with matric and less, now I'm now confused. But with no matric, it's around 80% unemployed. So it means when you don't have a matric, you are likely not going to be employed. So that is why CET is extremely important. And that is why we must make sure that we take that cohort down. So that is the biggest problem of government. And DHET, their funding model into this CET is highly suspect. Somebody tomorrow will wake up, go open a criminal case against you guys to say, why are you funding this thing when you know it's a problem? When you have declared education a priority yourself. People will go to jail. So I want to thank you, department, with the mistakes that we are seeing, but I want to thank you, acting DDG skills. We're going to work. This year we've attempted the year of robust oversight. We're going to be very robust with yourselves. We're going to be very respectful to yourselves, but you are going to account. And we don't want meanders. If you bring meanders, we give meanders. So we don't want those things acting DDG. Principal, thank you very much. I don't know, principal is busy. You want us to see the exhibitions? Yeah, no, we are going to see them, don't worry. As we pass, the exhibitions, what they are doing. That one we are going to do, principal. I want to thank Parliament TV. I know we could not stream, but thank you very much. Parliament staff that is here with us, Parliament Protection Services and SAPS that has assisted us in our whole week here. I think I've thanked everyone. Higher Health, thank you very much. Bati Abantuana, we see you today, but be impactful. So we'll have a conversation with Higher Health as well, because last year we lost a lot of young females in the system after being raped and all of that. So we're going to have members of Parliament. Thank you very much. The meeting is now adjourned.
Chairperson, you've adjourned the meeting.